Yo, what is good guys? Back here, another YouTube video, and in case you cannot tell by the title below, this video will be a video where I share my honest thoughts and opinions on something or someone going on in this wacky weird world of professional wrestling. As you can tell by the title below, this one will be a video sharing my thoughts on Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux, however you pronounce her last name, but Scarlett kind of deal and whatnot. And before I share my thoughts and opinions on them, I would love to know what your thoughts are on them down in the comments below. While you are down there, down in the comments, hopefully letting me know your thoughts. Would love it if you hit the like, subscribe, turn on post notification, and all of that fun stuff. And yeah, for myself personally, I did a video a bit ago sharing my honest thoughts on Karrion Kross, and that was around his time of the WWE Monday Night Raw debut kind of deal, and that was over a year ago kind of deal, a year and a half maybe ago. So I figured that I would kind of, with him having a second run, better run on the main roster, better run this time around than the first time around and whatnot. So I figured kind of give an updated why I don't like Karrion Kross, and you can throw in Scarlett as well because they are an on-screen pairing and a real life one. And I just want to say I don't mean any like ill will towards either one of them. I never met them, to my knowledge, never had any social media interactions with either one of them kind of deal and whatnot. So I don't mean like anything negative towards them, just want to make it clear. But for myself personally, whether it was his time in NXT, Raw, or SmackDown, I know that he did the Independence and Impact Wrestling pre-WWE and kind of in between. In between was the whole control your narrative thing, if I remember right. I could be wrong about that, wasn't paying too much attention to them. But the first time I heard about Karrion Kross was he had, if I remember right, a pay-per-view match with Eddie Edwards. And it was a first blood match where pretty much if you're the first to bleed, you lose kind of deal. And I forget exactly what happened, but it came out that Karrion Kross did not want to bleed in that match kind of deal. And that was the first time I had ever heard of Karrion Kross. And I seen a photo of him and I'm like, that is a Vince McMahon kind of guy. Don't mean that in a bad way. He's your, what people would call, he would pass the airport test kind of deal and whatnot. Scarlett, good looking female. I don't think anybody is going to deny that. Karrion Kross, good enough looking guy. I'm not saying he's ugly, but he's not my cup of tea kind of deal. Like him bald, in my opinion, better looking than him with hair kind of deal. Then again, that's just my own thing and whatnot. So they both would definitely pass the, what some people would call the airport test. But when it comes to them in the ring kind of deal, I don't ever remember seeing a Scarlett match kind of deal, or I definitely remember her more of the promos than the matches kind of deal. And her promos, I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm saying that it's not memorable to myself personally because nothing comes to mind. But them in NXT, them on Raw is a different story. Them on NXT and SmackDown, just, I don't know, because it's not my cup of tea, but I don't want to say they're similar to Gunther because they're not kind of deal. But I find Gunther entertaining and he's a big boy doing big boy stuff. Karrion Kross is a big boy doing big boy stuff. For whatever reason, it's just not connecting with myself personally. Him with Scarlett is definitely better on SmackDown than his time on Raw without Scarlett. Like, Scarlett adds that something extra to Karrion Kross that he, for whatever reason, did not have on his own kind of deal. Again, nothing against Karrion Kross, better wrestler than I am, probably better promo than I am, but then again, similar to Scarlett, I don't remember hearing him talk on the mic, really. I remember his voice, but I don't remember him talking, kind of deal. And when it comes to him in the ring, it's like he had a couple of matches with Drew McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre is one of my guys in WWE, and I don't remember anything, I don't want to say important, but anything Karrion Kross did. I remember Scarlett doing like pepper spray or something to Drew McIntyre's eyes, kind of deal and whatnot. And again, Drew McIntyre, like I said, one of my guys, and I try and remember important stuff when it comes to the feuds that he's in. And outside of that, I don't really remember anything about it, kind of deal, like that match, that feud, kind of deal. And when it comes to Karrion Kross and Scarlett, like I said, I don't know them personally, never interacted with them, but I do know a couple of people that have met them in a way, different scenarios, Independence, TNA, Impact, whatever, WWE, and they have said that they are nice enough people, like they weren't buttholes to them, kind of like their experience and whatnot, which if you're meeting people in the public eye, I don't mean this in a bad way, but I kind of expect them to be butthole-ish kind of deal, and by all accounts, they weren't butthole-ish kind of deal and whatnot. But them on the mic, in the ring, on TV kind of deal, is just not my cup of tea, and I've never seen them in person wrestle, manager, valet, whatever you would want to call Scarlett. So it might be different, like their TV presence might not be there, but them in person, charisma, so to speak, might be there, so to speak. So that might affect my thoughts and opinions on them. But again, like sometimes I like the big boy doing big boy stuff, like I mentioned earlier. I like Gunther. He's a big boy doing big boy stuff. Karrion Kross, he's a big boy doing big boy stuff. And it's how he does it is not my cup of tea. And I didn't even bring this up, but his tattoos, I have no idea what they mean. They probably mean something to him. If they don't, I hope that it will get covered up, but not the best choice of tattoos. Then again, I only have one, and mine is easy enough to cover up, kind of deal. All I gotta do is throw on pants and nobody would see it, kind of deal, because it's behind my leg and whatnot. But either way, for myself personally, I'm not a fan of them or what I've seen of them on TV. First time I've heard of him wasn't necessarily the best experience, kind of deal and whatnot. But either way, those are kind of my thoughts and opinions why I personally don't like them. But then again, if they are on your list of they're my people in WWE or wrestling in general, that's great. There's probably people on my list that are not your cup of tea and whatnot for whatever reason, and all of that stuff and whatnot. But either way, those are kind of my thoughts and opinions on Karrion Kross and Scarlett, why I personally do not like them all that much and whatnot. But either way, that is it for today's video. Hope you guys are doing okay mentally, emotionally, and physically.
The world that we tend to make up is nothing but a fantasy until you wake up. I feel like I'm just lying to myself, yeah. Cause I just crossed the line like I'm playing offside. I do it how I want and I'ma do it till I die. Feel like I'm just lying to myself, but it's